We should be live on Facebook. Testing, testing. Yeah, we're live on Facebook, so we're going to go live on YouTube now. Oh, sorry, we're already live on YouTube. So if you can hear me, just say hello, say say whatever, guys. I've just it's about quarter to 8 here in on the Gold Coast, here on in Queensland, and this is our last day here in on the Gold Coast, and we're gonna head back to Brisbane fairly soon. So I just thought I'd shoot this quick live just to see you know what just a quick live until we head off. I'll show you the view. Hang on. So yeah, you can, that's the view there. I know you can't really see me, but anyway. Yeah, that's the view there. Maybe I should move my laptop so you guys can see everything. But then you won't be able to see me, right? But anyway, that's the view. Yeah, pretty cool view. And I'm just sitting here on the balcony doing this live stream, talking to you guys now. Well, I'm looking over to my right hand side. It's probably to your left hand side because it's mirrored. And I can see these cars going down the freeway, and these people are going to work. All right, and there's nothing wrong with that. But if you want to waste your time, giving your precious time to a boss, working for peanuts, go ahead and do it. All right. The sooner you get out of a job, the sooner you can focus on making real money, right? Because that's really all you're doing is just, yeah, you got to pay the bills, but you put those bills on yourself, right? You're the one that got yourself in that situation. So the longer you take to make that transition, is the longer that it's going to take you to reach your income goals. Just know that. And you might think, yeah, you got to pay the bills. I understand, I get all that. The longer you stay there, the longer you're never going to get to the next level. Like you're never going to get to 10 grand, 20 grand, 30 grand a month working at a day job. So I recommend that you guys make that transition. I mean, try to get your income up to a certain point where you got to pay your debts, right? But just know that at some point, you're never going to be able to move forward because you've always got the safety net there, and you're never going to get to the next level. That's it, period, right? So when people say to me, oh, I love my job, I need my job, blah, blah, blah. You know, come on, you're talking to me about it, right? You're talking to someone that was used to working a day job. Now I'm working, like I make 10 times, 20 times more than people making their wages. I'm sitting on my ass doing nothing, right? And that's what I'm saying to you guys. This is all possible for you, but you just gotta make some decisions, and you gotta get with the right people who know what's happening, and once you just do certain things in a certain order, right? You too can reach that income level. You know, when I first started, I thought making 5,000 a month, USD a month, was like, that was a big thing. You know what I mean? I thought that was like, that's good money, right? That's good money to someone that is working a day job. 5,000 USD a month, in Australia, that's probably about 6,500 a month. That's way more than I used to make my day job. but it's still chicken feed compared to what you can make. So you know, it's just that mindset. That's what it comes down to. And I know that you guys are probably sitting in your office or doing whatever you're doing, watching this live stream and thinking it's so far out. It's so unachievable at the moment, but it's just making that transition, see, because there's things that are holding you back, and I'm just saying this because I'm just telling you my journey, you know, just straight up. There's a lot of things that were holding me back, and once I kind of figured it out, I'll never go back. Like, there's no freaking way. There's so much money to be made. It's just, and once you make some money, it's you're tripping over the stuff, right? Because once you got money, you can make more money, right? It takes money to make money, and you just get into this different stratosphere that I'm seeing these people now in this investing space, ICO, crypto space. I mean, there's people out there that are making stupid amounts of money that the average person cannot comprehend, because they're at a different level. They work, their mindset is an employee mindset. All they think about is a paycheck. Of, you know, how can I get my $800 or $1,000 or they think $1,500 a week's a good wage, and it is a good wage, right? It's chicken feed compared to what if you get your shit sorted, get with the right people. You're gonna think $1,500 a week's chicken feed, and there's some people out there that are making stupid amounts of money, $500,000 to $800,000 a month investing in ICOs. I've seen people doing it now, and this is like, you know, this is the level I want to get to, right? I'm not there yet. So you get that compared to, you know, working a day job to making, like, you know, $500,000 a month, right? Most people just don't get that, right? But if you're working in that environment, how are you ever going to get to that $500,000 a month? You're never going to get there, right? Because you're too scared to leave your day job. You're stuck onto that day job. So build whatever funds you need to get. Keep learning. Get with the right people. But at some point, you should make that transition once you can sustain yourself, because you're never going to get to the next level. So with that said, let's just get into it. I want to give you a tip today. What I think it's going to be a good token for you guys that are looking into. Now, this one's a long-term hold, okay? So it's a very good project. The ICO is over, but you can still make very good money with this one. And I've given you tips in the past. So this one's not a get rich quick. I think it's going to blow up big time in 2018. You just have to give it time, like anything, right? But I think it's gonna do really well. I've invested in it myself, and I've got multiple of these ICOs just sitting there, just marinating. That, you know, once they get to a certain point and I feel comfortable with, I'll just cash out. And I just got so many lined up now, it's ridiculous. But you know, you got to start somewhere, right? Hey Soheb, Laurend, how you going? Hey Chris. Yeah, Chris, been there, done that, mate. You just make it happen. You just make it happen, dude. That's the difference between people that make it and the people that don't make it. People that make it, they just make it happen, find a way to get money, to learn, to get with the right people. The people that don't make it happen, that are forever stuck in their day jobs, well, they're the ones making excuses. See, that's the difference. It's all a mindset. It's all mindset, guys. So I'm telling you, if I wouldn't be making what I'm making now, if I was still making excuses and thinking that the world hates me, right? Everything is pointed inwards. Whatever you give out is what you get back. And if I was still blaming everyone of my circumstances, and I was still pissed off at, you know, my grade 4 teacher for giving me a stamp that says tries hard, if I was pissed off at my boss, or I was just blaming everything that has happened to me because of my childhood, because of this, because I got in trouble here, because of what I felt about myself, if I was blaming everything in the past and not moving forward, I would just be continue to make excuses. And that's what I did for a long time in my life. You know, I did that. So I totally get what you guys are saying, how you know, you wanna leave your job, but you can't at the moment. You can leave your job, right? It just depends on your work ethic. What are you prepared to sacrifice to get to that next level? See, this is what I'm seeing online. Most people want it, but when it comes down to investing money, learning in themselves, actually, you know, getting to the next level, that's where they stop, right? And it's all a mindset. They don't want to invest in themselves. They want to get paid. They want to make the big money like the big gurus out there. But when it's time to come in and invest, when it's time to accept that you will fail over and over and over and again, they're not willing to accept that. They're not willing to take those risks. And here's the deal, guys. Just in case you guys are living under a rock, I've lost thousands. I've lost over 6 figures online. I mean, I've lost it like in actual money, but what I've gained back, well, I think that's pretty obvious, right? What I've gained back, I'm sitting here and I make tens and thousands of dollars online. I'm not just saying that. I'm just saying that it is possible to do it. So do you think I'm ahead, right? I've lost a lot of money, but do you think I'm ahead? I'm sitting here. I'm watching people go to work. Of course I'm ahead, because I took the losses. I kept on moving forward. I kept on learning, you know, and eventually I got to a point where I kind of figured a few things out, got enough money, built upon that money, kept on educating myself, learning, and then stopped making excuses, stopped thinking that the whole world was against me when it was really, you know, myself, and just got shit done. That's it, plain and simple. Just do shit, stop making fucking excuses, and go out there and make that fucking money. Hey Ennis, what's going on, man? Tommy, you guys are crushing it, man. It's gonna be a big year. 2080, we're gonna get that bread. We're gonna rip it up, and yeah, I'm excited, man, because we're already ahead of the game. We already know what's going on, and we just can't wait to get more of these nuggets and cash out of these nuggets, right? So yeah, absolutely, David. That's what you got to do. So let's get into it. I want to give you now. This one's still good, guys. This is like still cheap. All right, it's still double the ICO price. Excuse me, it's 4 times the ICO price. But it's still a good deal, right? And long term, I think that I personally invested into it, and I think that it's going to be a really good project. I think that this could hit, you know, $5, $10 fairly soon. We've seen everything blow up. We've seen, you know, the whole freaking Coinbase, or was it, sorry, Coin Market Cap is blowing up. You saw Ripple now, it's 83 cents, doing nothing for the last 12 months, decides to come alive. Even Bitcoin Cash is up for like $400. Litecoin's taken a little bit of a dip. I did a live stream on Litecoin the other day, right? 2018 is going to be the year of the Litecoin. Oh my God! You think Bitcoin's going to go up? Okay, Bitcoin to get to 32,000. 32,000 value. I mean, the market cap's got to be $1 trillion. So now we're sitting over $500 million. So there's new money coming into this space big time, right? It's going mainstream. I mean, you saw the live stream I did the other day with A Current Affair, which is Channel 9, which is the biggest channel station here in Australia. I mean, we only have like four or five major stations. Then the rest are like we don't have stations like we don't have TV stations like America. Like there's 100 or 200 of them. We only have like 4 or 5, and Channel 9 is the biggest. And that live stream I did the other day was apparently there was one on Sunrise too, which is Channel 7. They were talking about they got a Bitcoin segment. I haven't seen that one. That's what I heard. But Current Affair did a thing on Bitcoin the other day, and I recorded it. Just scroll through my newsfeed and you'll see it. And that's mainstream. This is mainstream TV in Australia. So millions of people would have seen that Bitcoin report, and I thought it was pretty funny because one of the guys that's a money manager, a well-respected advisor, and he's like, "Oh, Bitcoin is a bubble and it's gonna pop," and he's been right on everything else, and he said he's gonna be pretty right on this. Got news for you, my friend. Okay, but then again, he said maybe he's a dinosaur, so so it's going mainstream now, right? People are starting to hear Bitcoin. They're starting to hear, the news channels report on it. They report on it objectively, which is great. They won't be, saying, people are saying it's a Ponzi, people are saying this and that, and then you got other people saying, it's not a bubble. One guy sold 3 properties just to put it all on Bitcoin. So, it's like anything. You catch the wave, you can make a lot of money. So I think that these coins are going to go, they're all blowing up. And I think that this one here, NEO is going to blow up next year as we get more ICOs running on their platform. Cardano is like taking a huge spike. So this one here is not a get rich quick. It's an ICO that just launched, and I think it's going to be really good in 2018. I don't know what price it could go to, but let's just have a look at it. So this one's Wabi. It's got a 100 million market cap. Some of those tokens are locked up with the first-time investors, and I think part of the advisors or part of the admins have got their tokens locked up as well. I know that pre-sale investors could lock their tokens up. So that'll make the supply less for the meantime, and which means there'll be less Wabi out there getting traded, which means if people want to buy it, it'll force the price up. So it's only got a 50 million market cap. That's nothing. And when you look at the grand scheme of things, so 50 million market cap, if we're looking at a 10x, it could get to 30. Let's just say it got to 31 at a 500 million market cap. So it's done a 10x, and it could do a 10x on this price. So currently it's $1.10. Right, and you can buy it on Binance or Ether Delta. I recommend you buy it on Binance if it's something that you want to look at. Again, do your due diligence on it. But the ICO is over. But I still think that this is a good buy. long term. I think it's going to be a steal, but you're going to have to wait for this one. You're going to have to wait, 3 months to 6 months for this one. But I think it's a winner. I invested in it. So basically, Wabi is like it's like a barcode type of a product that goes onto consumer goods, and there's a lot of fake products going into China, and this is the problem that Wabi solves. So they put this barcode on the side of the product, which is, you can see it there, and it'll tell where the product's from, who manufactured it, where it's been, blah 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 blah, to authenticate that the actual product is actually real. And this is all, you can see all this on a blockchain. So they actually already have a working prototype. They had a bunch of investors come in initially for the pre-sale, and the investors that bought into the pre-sale got it for 2 cents. So, they already 50x their money, which is massive. I didn't get into the pre-sale. I actually was contemplating on buying it, but I was relatively new to ICOs, so I didn't buy it at that stage. Because there wasn't much hype or anything around Wabi at that point in time. I thought, nah, it's something like, if you don't really know much about it, you're not really educated on this stuff. I wasn't really educated much at that point in time, and I thought is a risk. And then obviously now the price is $1.10, and you could have picked it up for 2 cents. If you would have put $1,000 into it, you would have had 50 grand by now. So it is what it is, but I think it's a good long-term project. So I just bought some Wabi for a long-term project, and I think that there's still long legs in it. So right now that it's gone to market, like, it's pretty much already, it's out there in the market now. People are investing in it, there's a less risk, all right, as opposed to it still being ICO. So I think that it's worth taking a look at anyway. All right, so just do your due diligence. I'm just giving you what I have done. I'm not saying go out and buy it blindly. What I'm saying is research a little bit. Just go to go to wacoin.io and just look into it. Right, see the team, look who's behind it, the advisors. You find that the advisors and the team is they're literally the best of the best. All right. So the question is, can they implement? I think they can implement. See, it's Wabi's still cheap, right? Because a lot of pre-sale investors already sold off. They're taking the money. Why wouldn't you? You're a 50x. Put it in 10 grand, you get back 500 grand. So why would you not? I get it, but it's still got long legs. So you can find it on Binance if that's something that you want to buy. And yeah, but you're gonna have to wait on this one. You're gonna have to hodl. So that's the catch. So I give away tips on what I feel are really good projects for the future, and you guys can take that with a grain of salt, right? Just do your due diligence on that, and then make your own investing decision, and only invest in what you can afford to lose, because you can lose money on this shit, right? So that's what I reckon. So I'll put a link. Oops. I'll put this is a link to the site. All right. There's a few scam sites out there. This is the link to the official site. So I try to give away stuff. I mean, I'm not going to give away my best stuff. All right, that's obvious. I mean, you know, I'm not going to give away my best stuff. I mean, I'll give you guys, you know, things that you can invest in if that I feel that are good, you know, after you do your research on it. But you know, the best stuff, well, that's for the people that paid the coin, right? You find all this in ICO Gold Rush, but it just comes back to like what I said in the beginning of this live stream. You know, and I see this all the time. People want shit for free. Understand that. Totally get it. Right? But there's a whole mindset behind that, what you want for free. You know what I mean? It's just like these people doing these shady programs. Yeah, okay, it might seem like easy money, but there's a mindset behind it. And it's a destructive mindset. Right? And it's just like getting shit for free. Once you get shit for free, right, that's your mindset. Oh, I'm not paying for it. I can get it for free. But it's very damaging to your psyche, to your, you know, the way you think, because then you're always going to be looking for free shit, and your mindset is like, no, I'm not going to invest in it. So when it comes to a particular opportunity that you're going to have to invest money into it to get the education to, you know, be able to profit, you're going to go, no, I can get it for free, right? So you're not going to invest in it. And then when you could have invested in it, and then you see how much people are making from it, and then you're going to kick yourself and think, you know, I would have made those profits if I would have invested into it. See, so people want to make the money, but when it comes down to investing in themselves, they don't want to do it. Right? So I'm here to tell you that having lost tens and thousands, I can't even count how many ebooks I've got on my hard drive, and that was like 4 computers ago. Oh my God! As soon as something came out, I will buy it. I'll buy everything, right? Because I was so hungry, I wanted to find the silver bullet, and all these marketers were selling me this crap, which were promising riches overnight, and I would just go in like hook, line, and sinker. They would see me coming. I would spend courses worth $2,000 to $3,000 sometimes. Without a blink of an eye, I would just drop it to get that information, so then I could, you know, move forward. And most of the time, I would get screwed, right? So, you know, I totally get it. I totally get it. But it didn't stop me. You know, it didn't stop me. Always, you're not gonna get home runs, but just keep moving forward every day. Just get around people that are making it happen. Like, you know, that's one of the keys to it. If you see someone out there that's already got what you want, well, hello, it's a pretty fucking obvious fact that, hey, if you want what that person's got, then just follow or replicate what they got. Duh. I mean, you're not going to replicate what a person that is sitting in their basement that is broke ass, that's saying, oh, do this, do that, when themselves, they're broke ass. I mean, if they were doing it themselves and making the money, they wouldn't be sitting in their basement broke as a joke. Right? It's pretty obvious that, you know, you follow the people that are successful. The problem is there's a lot of people out there that are just talking bullshit, that are telling you to come into these programs, right? I watch these people all the time, and every 2 or 3 weeks they pitch you a new program. People follow them. If you follow people and you find the ones that are successful, they usually stick to one thing and they do it for a long time. They don't switch. And because that's one of the keys to success. You've got to stay with something for long enough until you master it, then move on to the next thing, right? But it takes time to master it, right? If you want to be a black belt in karate or kung fu, I mean, you don't do it for 3 months and then switch the program. You know what I mean? It's ridiculous. You do it for 20 years before you become a grandmaster of kung fu or karate, or you become like a Bruce Lee or a Jet Li, or, you know, but these people are expecting that you're going to do something for 3 months. You know, you're going to become this so-called expert, and then you're going to move on to the next program. That's what people think in this space. Takes a lot of time. Takes many years before you perfect your craft. So that's what I recommend. Don't follow these people that are just always chopping and changing all the time. Every 2 to 3 weeks they're plugging you a new program, because they don't have your best interest at heart. They just want to bleed you. And if you follow them, well, that's your own fault. You know, if you keep on losing and you keep on following these people, I'm sorry, but that's really your own fault. So anyway, guys, that's it. Sitting here, chilling. Life's good. You know, this place cost us $125 a night. We stayed here for 4 nights. Didn't even bat an eyelid. Just put it on the credit card. Didn't even bat. I didn't even look at the price. And that's the thing, you know. I mean, when you see stuff, when you got the money and you like a restaurant you want to go eat, or you like this hotel you want to go, or you want to fly to this location, go to a new country. Honestly, you don't even bat an eyelid. You know you can do it because you got the money, and then you just go and do it because you're taking care of business, right? You taking care of your business. You did what you got to do. You invested when you had to invest, right? And now you got the runs on the board that you don't have to give a shit about having to go to a day job. In fact, going to a day job is losing you money, right? You're losing money right now going to a day job when you could be focusing on what is going to get you ahead. See, that's the catch. You have to go to a day job to make money, to pay the bills that you put yourself into. Okay, I get that. But every second that you spend at a day job, it's bleeding you from what you could be learning to move you forward to get you out of a day job. So it's like a catch-22, right? That's what it is. So just know that the longer you spend at a day job, the longer that it's going to take you to move forward. All right. Just know that you, at some point, you have to make that transition. Obviously, try to get your bills paid for. I know you have to do that, but at some point, you're gonna have to make that transition to get to the next level. If you want to get to the next income level, right? That's what you're gonna have to do. You're just gonna have to. You can't do it. I mean, why would you? Why would you go to your day job and you're making like 20 grand a month? Don't even have time for that bullshit. So once you get to the point, you get it. You'll understand what I'm talking about, right? Once you get to the point where you leave your day job, then you'll go, oh, okay, I totally get it now. Ha 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 ha. You know, I was such a dumbass. I should have, you know, taken the necessary steps to move me forward closer to that goal of leaving a day job. Now that you left your day job and you're making thousands of dollars a month, you look back on it and you think, gee, I wasted a lot of time. It's exactly what I did. I wasted a lot of time because I was too scared to move forward. I was too scared. The fear was holding me back. Then one day I said, fuck it. Sold all my shit, left my day job, came to Thailand. Right? And then I just worked my ass off. And then that's it. The rest is history. So this year's been a massive year for me. It's going to be a massive year next year. I'm really excited. Right now where I am, I'm just absolutely blessed. I feel grateful. Every single day I wake up, I just feel absolutely fired up and pumped up that I'm able to live this life, because I know 2 years ago I was struggling. I was broke. I hated the world. Everything was like it was going against me. But I want to say one thing before I close this live stream off. If you're in that situation now and you think to yourself, that everything is going against you. You know, you got no money in the bank, right? And it's like you can't see the light at the end of the tunnel, right? And you think, how are you ever gonna get there? I was there at one point. I know it like the back of my hand, right? I know what it's like to eat baked fucking beans because you're too broke to get to the next paycheck, and you had to survive for 3 days, and you only got like $10 in your bank account, and you can't even go to the ATM machine because it only allows you to take $20 out. I know what it's like to be broke as a joke, right? But this is the honest truth. Until the only time when you can move forward is when you can face your fear. Once you get to a point in your life where you say, enough is enough, I've had enough, I'll do anything I have to do to move forward, right? Once you honestly decide that, look in the mirror and say, I will do anything to move me forward in my life, right? Anything that comes your way, you're going to honor that commitment of what you said to yourself, because you have to do it for yourself, right? You have to do it for yourself. And when you meet a challenge, or you meet your fear, right, and you want to pull back, you got to look at yourself and remember that commitment that you made to yourself, that you will do whatever it takes to move you forward. And until you can honestly say that in the mirror, that's when you get to the next level. That's when you'll do what you got to do, right? And this is the honest truth. If you're still stuck at a day job and you're still making these excuses, you haven't had that conversation with yourself. You're kidding yourself, right? You are lying to yourself by saying that you want to make money online, you know, blah, 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 blah. You haven't had that honest conversation with yourself. Because at the end of the day, no one gives a shit. No one gives a shit about you. You got to give a shit about yourself. And then once you make that commitment, draw that line in the sand, that's when you're going to move forward. And anyone that has ever made it or been successful or reached their goal or whatever, reach whatever level of success, they've said to themselves that enough is enough, right? I'm going to do whatever it takes to move me forward. And those people who have made that commitment and have stuck to that commitment, almost always, 100% guarantee, I can say this, that they're probably just, you know, living the dream right now. They don't have to worry about money. They are multi-millionaires. They can do whatever they want, anytime, anything. Go and buy anything. Imagine that. Just go and buy anything you want. They don't even bat an eyelid how much it costs. Because all it comes down to at the end of the day is that you drew the line in the sand and said, nothing's going to hold me back. I'll do whatever it takes, and I'll face my fears. So until you have that conversation with yourself, you will never move forward, right? So I'm sorry to say this, but that's the truth. And I just encourage you guys to, you know, face your fears, have that honest conversation with yourself. That's what's going to move you forward in your life, because once I did that with myself, that's when I just started to get to the next level. That's when I started to see income come into my bank account from always being broke. I remember when I first made, like, you know, one month I made like $5,000, $10,000, I can't remember. And I was like, wow, damn, you know, I've never seen this sort of money ever for a long time in my life. So that's what's possible, right? But it just comes down, has to start with only one person, and that's you, right? So with that said, guys have a fantastic day. Enjoy your day. I know I will. If you're still working a day job, that's fine. Just keep moving forward. Take that leap at some point, because you're never ever going to look back. Get with the people that are making it happen. Enjoy your weekend. And I'll see you guys at the fucking moon.